the bezel, as you can tell, it doesn't come with a clip. So again, you're gonna have to transfer these clips into this. And if you guys look closely here, they are exactly the same size, which means that this is gonna clip on here like this. But before we get to this part, we had to remove 2 links that are connected here to the AC. You can see one right here, and we have another one right here. There's a blue and there's a black. We have to press them in with pliers. You can see they come with clips. And then with one of these small flat drivers, we're gonna go right underneath this metal right here and pry them out. The mechanism on this car is actually quite basic, but I won't lie to you, it was a little hard to get this out just because of the limited space that you have inside here. Now our next step here is to take out these harnesses, which should be quite simple to do, and voila, these are the AC controls. So this will get installed on like this. You guys look closer here, it fits perfectly well. Okay, very cool. So before we actually bolt this on here, we had to move all these connections and whatnot towards the lower side of it, like so. Alrighty guys, so we did some progress on here. We got the AC controls installed towards the bottom side with that new bezel that came with this particular radio. And I have to admit, it was not easy. I won't lie to you, I had to cut after, you know, just looking at it and trying to get it to fit. I had to cut a piece of metal from the lower bracket, which is this one right here, so that I could get this to fit right in. And now everything is good to go. Our next step here is to add these decals on here. It wasn't easy, but it is definitely doable, guys. So I went ahead and ran here the microphone through the pillar. Very easy to do. I removed this gasket here and I ran the wire. I went underneath the steering column and I got it out here. So if you look, this is the harness that gets connected to the radio, the 3.5mm headphone jack for the microphone. And now we are here all set to start connecting the harness. Now this vehicle came from this company with 2 harnesses, okay? So this is one of them. And this is for the iX model or the LX model. I don't know which one it is, but there's 2 models. And this harness right here is not for this particular vehicle. It is a little bit different. The one that works with this vehicle is this one here, which again comes already included inside of the box. Now, if you look here, there is a ground wire that we have to connect here to the chassis, which is this 10mm bolt. That's perfect for a ground. And so I grabbed here my 10mm socket with the extension and my little impact drill here. And so now all we do is place this on the back. If you look, there's like a little opening here on this ground wire, and it goes here on the thread of the screw. Now we tighten this bolt once again, and boom, now we have a solid ground on there. You have to have that hooked up to a ground, otherwise your radio will not turn on. Now this here, I don't know what this is for, honestly. I don't see anything that connects to this on this particular vehicle. I did test the radio without it and it works just fine, and I'm referring to this one here with the 2 wires, which is a black and a pink. I'm assuming this is for another model vehicle. So now all we do here is grab the vehicle's harness and then just plug this on here, boom, and we are all set to go. Our next thing to install here will be the GPS wire. Great news, guys, I found the USB port. If you guys look, like I said before, there's a little opening between this middle console and the lower bezel here for the AC controls. There's like about maybe that much of an opening. I ran the USB underneath, which is the single one, and it gets connected back here. If you look, that's the USB. This is the purple one. That's the single one. We have another one here, which is the double one. This is only for charging purposes. It doesn't connect wirelessly, or mean wired, to CarPlay. And we got here the microphone connected, which is this one here. We got the main harness connected, which is this one here. We had the GPS and the FM AM antenna wire connected. With this car, you don't need an adapter, which is great. We transfer the clips here for the bezel from the old radio. And now here for the final part, all we have to do is simply clip it on here, like so. Check that out, guys. It fits perfectly well on there. Now let's go ahead and insert the keys on here. You guys can observe, I have a big mess. And let's see if it starts. There we go. And so right now we have it connected. So this is the USB that I was mentioning before. You can see right here the message. It says CarPlay, and we are currently connected. So I am super excited that this radio came out to be actually quite nice. As we can observe right here, everything literally just plugged in, with the exception that we had a little bit of difficulty here with the AC controls. As I explained before, we had to cut a little piece of the bracket from the vehicle on the left side, so that way the whole AC control went right in, and it did. Everything's working great. Right now I have it off, but if you flick this, you can see that the AC light came on. Okay, everything's working great when it comes to the AC. I don't have any complaints, and when it comes to the radio, is even better. The only thing that we need to do on a separate video for this particular Android radio is to hook up a rear view camera, but I did hook up here the microphone. So anyways, this is the user interface here of the radio. If you go here into device, I believe that one of them is for, hold on, let's see, the system devices info, and that's the devices info right there, about device, Let's see what it says on here. And we do have Android 10, as you guys can observe right here. I told you guys on the unboxing that I wasn't sure if it was Android 9 or Android 10, but yes, it is Android 10, which is not too outdated in my opinion. Everything else here is just basic. We got user, factory. This you need a code. I don't have it yet, but if I do find it, it'll be down in the description, so make sure that you guys check it out. We got here general, and on general, you can actually change here the lights for these sub-touch keys for when you turn on your lights, so that it matches here with the speedometer and whatnot. You can change those as well, which is really nice. And again, this is a very similar radio to what we already saw on the Honda. You can see the interface is actually quite similar. It comes with Chrome. We get also the Play Store on here, so all you have